Hi, my name's Karen. I want to share with you a bit about where I got to today in mixing two careers together. When I was a young child, my father was in hospital a lot and he was unwell, and I spent a lot of time in hospital visiting him. From those early days, I had an interest in nursing, and that maintained throughout my school. I ended up finishing school and going off and doing a Bachelor of Nursing. One of the great things with the nursing degree and doing nursing work is the ability to do shift work and work on weekends, which means that you're able to support yourself while studying, but also having an income and a job outside of normal business hours, which would be more difficult in other fields. During my nursing degree, I was lucky to get a job in a public hospital and started to work as an assistant in nursing. And during that time, I saw a whole lot of different areas of the hospital. After I concluded my Bachelor of Nursing degree, I was invited to do an honours degree, which I went on and did. Luckily for me, after I'd done my Bachelor of Nursing degree, I was able to register as a nurse, which meant that whilst I was doing my honours degree, I could work as a registered nurse to still derive an income whilst doing my honours thesis. At this time, I worked in a variety of areas in the hospital. I worked in surgical wards, medical wards, emergency department, ICU and operating theatres. The main area that I spent my time, however, was in the operating theatres, and I really loved that work. It's a team environment. You work usually in teams of 3 nurses and with the medical staff, and it's a really different experience than what you would get on the wards. After a period of time though, I decided that I was interested in doing some further study, but I didn't want to do something that would basically mean that the time I'd spent doing nursing would be wasted. I really wanted to find something that I could do which would combine my nursing experience and education with my new career. And I decided that the career for me would be a law degree. I had done an undergraduate course in law as part of my nursing, and I found it really enjoyable. Because I already had another degree, I was only required to do the law subjects, which meant that I could do that within 3 years. A law degree was quite different from a nursing degree as well, in that the contact hours were a lot less at university. So essentially I continued to work as a registered nurse, working about 3 days a week whilst doing a law degree full time, which really only required me to be on campus 2 days a week. From the beginning of my law degree, I really wanted to get into health law, and that was my aim. And I was lucky enough towards the end of my degree to get a job in a law firm which worked for one of the insurers that covers doctors. From that time in, I've worked solely in the health law sphere, but in a variety of different roles. I've acted for doctors, psychologists, private hospitals, public hospitals. I've had a role where I oversaw 76 hospitals and all claims that came from them. It's taken me to many places that I wouldn't have expected it could. And the combination of my nursing background and my education has meant that for me working in this sphere has been a lot easier. It's also opened up more opportunities to me. I'm able to relate to the people that I'm assisting. I'm able to understand the clinical issues. I can look at notes. I can read doctors' poor handwriting. It's really been instrumental, and it's been very attractive to my employers to have these combined skills. It's something that I love doing, and I would not have done anything any other way. I'm really enjoying continuing on this sphere. As part of my nursing degree, I was lucky enough to be able to do an honours year. That involved me doing a research project. There were 2 options for me when doing my honours year. I could have done it by coursework or I could do a research thesis. I elected to do a research thesis. What that meant for me was that I was allocated a supervisor from the Faculty of Nursing, and together with them I was required to formulate a research project which would be sufficient to satisfy the requirements of an honours degree. This experience provided me with another facet of what nursing can offer. It was different to hands-on clinical care, and it required me to approach problems and think about them in a different way. And it certainly provided me with a backbone going forward in terms of looking at situations in a different way and problem solving. It's also assisted me in obtaining a role as a lecturer at a university, and it provided me with a different framework with which to address problems and a different way of thinking about things in the future.